Hi, this is Brandon Fredrickson, and right here we've got a stock chart of HMS Holdings Corporation. This is a healthcare stock that trades over on the NASDAQ market. We'll look at this particular stock in a minute. There's a couple other things I want to talk about first. I was just reading in, I believe it was MarketWatch, that Morningstar is the company that surveys all of the mutual funds, and they determine, who's the best and who's up this much and who's up that much. In any event, they track 11,500 and some odd number of mutual funds in the United States. And up to the point of the end of 2 weeks ago, only one mutual fund, okay, let me say that again, one mutual fund out of 11,585 of them, I just found the exact number, only one is profitable for the year in 2008. Let's say that again. One out of 11,585 mutual funds is profitable for the year. Now, obviously, not every single fund reports to Morningstar, and so that's not perfect data, but it's quite something. For this year, I myself have had I've had quite a year. Late last year, I was diagnosed with lymphoma, and so my own trading activity this year has been pretty limited, and I've actually spent just over 100 days in the hospital this year. 15 of those days were in the ICU in critical condition, and there was a period of 3 days where they had literally said, make him comfortable, he's not going to live. And so I haven't had the best year. And being the kind of guy that always tries to find the bright side of everything, I could almost say, well, that's almost a good thing, because it's kept me from trading a lot this year. On my own account, in my trading, I'm up about 18% for the year. This is a low seven-figure account, actually about $1.1 million in the account. It was less at the beginning of the year. Now it's up 18%, so it's around $1.1 million. The interesting thing about that, as I looked at that, is that most of that gain has actually come from 3 trades that I've made this year. AFAM, which is a stock that I presented to everybody about a week before I bought it. I said, if it breaks out above $25 a share, I want to buy this thing like crazy. And I rode that for I think up to like $41 a share was where I ended up getting out of that one. Then the other trade where I did fairly well was with Home Depot, and the last trade where I did well was shorting oil. I actually used the U.S. Oil Trust, USO, to short oil. I shorted it at $118, and I covered at 62 and a half, so 62 or 62 and a half. Those 3 trades there represent almost 70% of the profits that I've made this year. Cumulatively on the year, I've made 58 trades total. Again, I've been very ill, and so my activity has been quite reduced. Had I been healthy, probably that number would be around 250 to 350 trades for the year. In any case, now let's go ahead and let's have a look at this HMS Holdings. This is a stock that provides revenue recovery, reimbursement, and benefit coordination to government healthcare programs. The healthcare group is like the only group in the market that's managed to hold up in any way, shape, or form through this carnage in the stock market over the last several months. AFAM is an example of a healthcare stock that's held up very well. When I look at stocks, I want to look at a couple of things. I want to look at relative strength, and I want to look at earnings. Now obviously you can see here on this weekly chart of HMSY that it's down on the year. I mean, it started the year at $35 a share, and it's right around $27 a share, so it's not had an up year. But what I'm particularly interested in technically is this last couple of weeks here. It's been very strong. To me, relative strength is one of the key things that I want to look at in a stock to determine the winners from the losers. A relative strength simply means, let's say that the stock market is down as a whole 5% for the week, and your stock is down 2% as an example. It will have shown relative strength. I want to find stocks like that. Those tend to be the names that can show relative strength like that have a history of going on to produce very nice gains when the market finally does recover. So now this isn't saying the market will recover, it's just saying that should that happen, stocks that have good relative strength characteristics tend to benefit from it. The next thing I like to look at is the earnings growth. In the case of HMSY, Investors Business Daily gives this stock an EPS rating of 92. That means that over the last 3 to 5 years, only 8% of companies listed on the exchange have done a better job of growing earnings than HMS Holdings has done. This particular stock, the last quarter that it reported, earnings grew at 44%. The quarter before that, earnings were up 27%. Before that, they were up 9%. Before that, they were up 114%. Now, one thing that you have to look at also is sales. I don't think that earnings tell us the whole picture. And a lot of people get thrown off track by this. They'll see a stock that grew its earnings by 50 or 60%, and the blinders come on, and they think they found something. I think the sales growth is very important too. I've run a business, and I know, for example, that if my profits have doubled, my sales have probably gone up substantially as well. It's very hard to double profits without having a huge increase in revenue. Now, you can have a huge increase in profits by cutting expenses and doing things like that, but you can only cut expenses so far, so it's not really sustainable growth. I like to see a company whose earnings growth and sales growth are close to in line, and that is the case here with HMSY. Sales growth of 30%, 26%, 21%, 24%. Very solid stuff. Also, I checked on Thomson, and analysts overall very positive on this stock. It has a history of positive earnings surprises, all that good stuff. So what I'm looking at here now on HMSY is that if this thing can break above $27 a share on strong volume, I would love to be a buyer of this stock. That will be a sign of more technical strength, and the stock has shown some great characteristics. Actually, it looks like my time is running out here if I want to post this on YouTube, so I need to wrap this up. I'd love to keep going. But I can't. I will have more videos though in the next few days or so. I'm feeling quite okay, and I'll get a couple more up, maybe even some on this. Thanks for listening.